And what's going on, guys? Narwhal here, back again with another video, and today we are going to be talking about football in general. Normally in these type of videos I focus normally on the Champions League and the Champions League alone, but because there are only 2 games being played, I decided that it'd be a better idea to try to broaden it out, talk about football in general, not just the 2 games that are happening yesterday and today from when I'm making it. So let's talk about the Real Madrid game first, because it was a very good game, a very open game, which is unlike Atletico. Normally, Atletico are a team that likes to sit back, make it really cagey. Normally, they'll score their goals through headers, but just what a shockingly bad performance from normally a very good team, Atletico de Madrid. They only conceded, I want to say, like 2 or 3 goals this entire Champions League tournament, but then all of a sudden they concede 3 against Real Madrid. And finally, the referee doesn't have a say in who won this game and who lost this game. They got a decent referee in Martin Atkinson. He's not the best, he's not my personal favorite, but he's not the worst. He's still a good referee. And he didn't make a bad call. During the game, it was fairly straightforward. I mean, there are a few challenges that you'd expect in a Madrid derby, but for the most part, he had a very good game. There was one call for Ronaldo's first goal that could have gone either way, because the first cross that was put in by Ramos was a header. He crossed it in. Sorry, he crossed it in. Ronaldo was offside when he first crossed it in. He made a gesture kind of towards the ball, but it was more of just walking back on side. And then after the Savage had it clear, fell right to Casemiro, who just put in a low cross into the box. A low cross, it bounced off the floor and then went in the air. And Ronaldo won the header and managed to make it 1-0. That was like the only bit of controversy that you could talk about the entire game. The rest of the game was a very clean game. Very a game without controversy. I'll put it that way. But yeah, it was just a very straightforward game. And Isco, what a player Isco is turning into. At this rate, he should take Bale's place in the team. I know it's probably never going to happen just because of the way politics works at Real Madrid. They want you to play the big name players as much as possible, and even if there's a good player on the bench in the likes of Isco, he has to stay there just because, well, we have Bale, the world's second most expensive player. We can't bench Bale. And yeah, like, I think Zidane's the only person who could get away with doing it, because you see what he did with James. He benched James just because he hasn't been playing well, and James was the third most expensive player in the world when they bought him. But yeah, then Benzema, he's another player that needs to go, though. I can't stand Benzema. He just misses so many chances. I know he was good for Real Madrid in the past, but I just don't like him this season, especially with the way Morata's playing. Why is he not starting Morata? They paid £30 million to get him back, yet they're not playing him at all. They're playing him every once in a while, but I mean, for the most part, come on. Give him a chance. He's one of the best strikers in Spain, for sure. The only players that are strikers that are better than him are Suarez and Neymar, in my opinion. And not Suarez and Neymar, Suarez and Griezmann. But aside from those two, I think he's the best, one of the best strikers in La Liga. But he's just not getting a game in. He has a better goal to game ratio than Benzema. He just has better stats than Benzema in general. And then speaking of another striker in La Liga, Griezmann. £100 million for Griezmann. Are you having a laugh? If Manchester United pay £100 million for him after that performance against Real Madrid, then they just lost all concept for money. Because honestly, no more than 70 after that game. He did nothing. Did he even have a shot? I don't think he even had a shot. I mean, he's probably still at the club dancing his little celebration there with his hands, calling someone on the cell phone and all that. Like, what the fuck did he do the whole game? He did nothing? Just an absolute useless waste of space he was during that game. And I loved it. Ramos and Varane are forming such a great partnership in the back. They didn't give him a whiff. They didn't give Torres a whiff. They didn't give anyone a whiff. It was just absolute rock at the back. Uncharacteristic from Real, but a very much needed performance, because Real have been known to leak a few goals recently, but that was a very solid performance from Real Madrid. And what good substitutions from Zidane. He brings in Asensio, he brought in Lucas Vasquez, and he brought in Nacho. Nacho he brought in because he was forced to when Carvajal got injured. But Nacho's a very good defender. He's not good at going forward, but he's very good at defending. Asensio came on, did a nice little cross turn that took two players out of the game. Very good performance from him. Then, who else did he bring? He brought on Lucas Vasquez, who set up the goal for Ronaldo, his third goal. So just very good substitutions. Meanwhile, Simeone, he brought on Gaitan, who did nothing. He brought on Torres, who did nothing. And who was the last substitution? Okay, well, I can't think of it off the top of my head. But he brought on a third sub who, surprise, surprise, did nothing. They just weren't up to it. They just, every single time they attacked, they lost the ball. In the second half, they didn't even have a shot. That's how shockingly bad they were. But, yeah, Real Madrid ended up taking the win 3-0. Can I see Atletico coming back? Hell no. Maybe they'll get a goal, but there's no way. And Real Madrid, they score in every game they play. So, realistically speaking, Atletico will need 5 goals to win, to move on, and that's just not happening. Not against this Real Madrid team who are in just such good form. So, before we talk about the Juve game, I just want to pay a little bit of respects to Arsenal Football Club, a team that have been known for finishing fourth. Oh, that's going to be a goal in it. Ooh, hit the bar. A team that have been known for finishing fourth, and a team that have finished above Tottenham in every single season of the Premier League era. I think. Don't quote me there. Past 22 years. Don't quote me on that. I think it's that. But, yep, Arsenal lost to Tottenham 2-0. Was Harry Kane's goal, was it a penalty? You could argue. I don't think it was, but, I mean, a lot of people would think it is. I mean, it's iffy because he does have to. I mean, you're a professional player. You kind of have to go down in these derbies. Like, I know it's diving and all, but it's an iffy one. But then you have the Deli Alley goal. And Arsenal just capitulate. After every time you score against Arsenal, you can guarantee that you're going to score a lot more. And after they lost against Crystal Palace 3-0, they just haven't been the same. And Arsene Wenger, why is he not playing Rob Holding? Like, he puts in a good performance, and what does he get repaid with? A spot on the bench. Like, fucking hell, what more do you have to do to get into this team? I mean, the team's shit itself. There's no way they're getting top 4. And if they beat Tottenham with Manchester United and Manchester City slipping up, they had to win that game to have a chance to get top 4. And speaking about the United and City games, Rashford took a dive, Sané took a dive, and they both managed to get the win. But to be fair, Manchester City did probably deserve to come back in the game more than the Man U team deserved to come back in the game. But in the end, a draw's a draw. Arsenal should have won their game if they wanted a chance to get top 4. But in the end, terrible performance from Arsenal. And terrible scenes at Tottenham afterwards with Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV getting yelled a bunch of racist slang towards him. And yeah, that's pretty much sums up Arsenal's season. The only good thing that could come out of this season is the FA Cup, which I don't think they're going to win. Against Chelsea, no chance. And yeah, let's move on from Arsenal, a depressing topic, to talk about Juventus. And Juventus are playing Monaco today. They're playing Monaco in exactly 2 hours from now. Or no, 3 hours from now, sorry. And let's just face it, they're not losing to Monaco. It's youth against experience, and experience will win this game. I mean, we've seen the teams that Monaco have come up against, and Monaco have been very leaky at the back. They beat Dortmund because they outscored them. They beat Manchester City because they outscored them. But they just concede way too many goals against City. They conceded 3 against Dortmund. They conceded 2. And then the second leg, they conceded a few. I can't remember off the top of my head the exact amount, but they conceded a few in the second leg. And I just can't see a team that concedes that many goals and who are just known for scoring goals to score that many goals against Juventus and not concede that many goals against Juventus. Because the likes of Dybala, Higuain, let's just face it, Juve will score goals. But the likes of Chiellini and Bonucci with Buffon and nets, there's just, I can't see. Oh, it's the second time Atletico hit the post. But I just can't see Juventus losing this game. It's just so far beyond the stretch of your imagination. Like, they're just so good at the back. What can Monaco bring to them? Bring against Juve that the Juventus defenders haven't seen already. Juventus have played against Barcelona for 2 games and kept a clean sheet while scoring 3 goals against them. I mean, what more can you ask for from a team? It's just such a solid rock at the back, and it's gonna be for sure Real Madrid against Juventus in the final. It's just beyond a doubt. And though it would be a good time to see what Mbappe could do against the likes of very good world-class defenders. So far in the Champions League, they've played against Dortmund and Manchester City in the knockout. And while being respectful to both of those teams, let's face it, they're not known for good defense. What the hell is that? Ramos is just lying down, and I think that's Torres who's just like, oh, let me get past. No, no, you're good, you're good. But yeah, I'd like to see what Mbappe could do against the world, some of the best defenders in the world. We've seen what he could do in League One. We've seen what he could do against shit defenses in the likes of Dortmund and Manchester City. But let's see what he could do against a proper Italian defense. Is that a goal? No, it's not. Like, let's see what he could do against a proper Italian defense. I honestly don't think Monaco will even get a goal in this fixture. But if they do, and they manage to go through, then very good. They proved me wrong. They deserve to go through, and it'll be a first for them in the history. But let's just face it, that's just not happening. It, it, it just can't happen, can it? Like, I know it's football. Leicester have won the Champions League, so why can't it happen? But no, Juventus are just such a solid team. I just can't see them losing this, and I think that they will probably get to the final nice and easy as you like it. So next game, in the final, when Juventus do make it to the final, it will be Real Madrid against Juventus. Why? Because Real Madrid, there's no way they're conceding more than 3 goals, and I can't see Juventus losing this tie. So let's talk about the final and what it could potentially be. So you have a team in Real Madrid who are known for their attacking prowess, but at the same time, under Zidane and these big games, they do sit back and defend quite a bit. But at the same time, Real Madrid's defenders are known to make a mistake or two. You have Varane's mistake against Valencia that cost them 2 goals. Not just one, he made two mistakes that cost them each goals. They have a goalkeeper in the likes of Keylor Navas, who I just don't rate whatsoever. Yeah, Sergio Ramos is known to put a rash tackle in once or twice. We've seen again in the Clásico. Again, was it a red card? I don't think it was. His studs were kind of showing, but at the same time, nah, I don't know. It was a soft red. I don't think it was a red card. And clearly the Spanish FA doesn't think it's a red card either because they rescinded the card. He played against... It wasn't Barcelona. He played a game recently. What did Real Madrid play recently? They played Valencia. They played Valencia recently, and he played that game. He put a very good performance in that game, but he played. So as long as Real Madrid could stay in the good books of the ref, as long as Ramos could stay in the good books of the ref and doesn't make too many rash tackles, he should be good. Keylor Navas needs to step up his game. If he pulls in a performance like he's done in the previous seasons to Real Madrid will be fine. But if he's doing like recent Keylor Navas has been doing against the likes of Real Betis and for his country, boy oh boy, Real Madrid are royally fucked. Now going forward, Isco's been playing very well. Toni Kroos has a magnificent performance against Atletico. Luka Modric, as always, is amazing. Ronaldo's on fire. I'd like to see Morata start, but let's face it, he won't. And Bale will probably start because he will be back from injury unless he gets injured again, which he has been injury prone this season. But going forward, Real Madrid do have a very good team, but can that very good team of Real Madrid, very good attackers, break down the likes of Juve when a team with even better attackers like Barcelona couldn't break them down? I don't know, it's an iffy one. And then on the other end of the pitch, you have Buffon, Chiellini, Barzagli, Bonucci. That back four is insane. In FIFA terms, it is the most overpowered back four in the world. We saw what they did against Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. They could probably do the same against Real Madrid, though Real Madrid do have a little bit more flexibility than Barcelona. Barcelona can't really cross the ball, and Real Madrid are more known for their crosses than their build-up play through the middle. So who knows? They might be able to break them down through the wings, but you never know. You never know. But yeah, then going forward, Dybala's been in very good form this season. You have the likes of Higuain, who although doesn't put in a shift in these big games, he's still a very good player. And playing against his former club, maybe he'll want to prove a point that they should have kept him over keeping Benzema. But yeah, that's pretty much coming to a close of this video. What do you guys think of the Champions League so far? What do you guys think of football in general so far? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, let me know what you guys think the scores will be of the Champions League. Who you'll think will win the Champions League. Um, who you'll think will even you could even spread it out. Who you'll think that will win the Premier League. Who you'll think will finish in the top 4 of the Premier League. Let me know all your thoughts and insights in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for some more content. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.